Hey guys, welcome to Neat Movie News. My name is Dean Thomas.
His name is Dean. We like Dean.
Hidden Figures is opening up in theaters this weekend. It's already out. You can go check it out right now. And the story goes is it's three women who really played a huge part in the United States finally putting a man in space.
With the launch of the Russian spy satellite, the president is demanding an immediate response.
Running from the man.
Space Task Group needs a computer. Catherine's the gal for that. She can handle any numbers you put in front of her.
You and I are different from each other.
This is about inventing the math, because without it, we're not going anywhere.
Yes, sir.
And this tells the story of three women who had a very large role in that incredible achievement. But what I think this movie sells you on is it sells you on those three women, but really this is telling the story of one woman who is Katherine Goebel, who becomes Katherine Johnson, and she is played by Taraji P. Henson. And I don't watch Empire, so I don't know a lot of her work, but this is very much her movie, and it's Katherine's story more. She's, the brilliant mathematician that was able to come up with the equations, to figure out the math, how to put a man in space, how to then safely bring him back to Earth, and it's very much her story. And Taraji P. Henson really was fantastic in the movie. The movie is a really, really good movie, and this is a story that really needed to be told. Why this wasn't ever a bigger story, I don't know. Kind of like Hacksaw Ridge earlier this year. There's such incredible stories of true American United States heroes that for whatever reason we don't know the story. And for me, personally, going into this movie as well, is movies about space just fascinate me, especially true stories, like on Apollo 13. It's just, these people are so much smarter than me. I can't even really comprehend the amount of intelligence that must go into these things. And it's just, maybe as a society, it's just anything when we're putting something into space, you're kind of on the edge of your seat. You don't know what to expect because we've seen things go horribly wrong. Now, going into the movie, you still obviously, that we sent a man into space and he orbited the Earth successfully. But there's so much more to it. The amount of math and hard work that went into this, the struggle these three women really had to go through in order to even be allowed into the same room as the rest of the NASA engineers, the NASA mathematicians, anything like that. You have Octavia Spencer, who plays Dorothy in one of the roles, and you've got Janelle Monáe, who plays Mary Jackson, who's more the engineer. And now, I had heard so much about Janelle Monáe being really good in the movie, and she steals the show. And while I thought she was really good, her character of the three women is by far the smallest. And while in real life, Mary Jackson did so much in the world of pushing towards equality and being the first black woman to really become an engineer at NASA, some incredible things. But as far as the movie was concerned, she didn't really add to the story to me a whole lot. I really liked her chemistry with Dorothy and Katherine, that group, those three women. But overall, as far as the actual story the movie was telling, she didn't really play a huge factor into it. Obviously, like I said, in real life, she did incredible things. But as far as this movie goes, her character didn't really have a whole lot to do and didn't serve the story real well. Dorothy definitely did, and Octavia Spencer was really good in the movie. She definitely had a role to play with the IBM machine, which was a huge thing with calculations that I didn't know about. A lot of this movie, like I said, kind of up at the beginning, I don't know much about, and I don't think a lot of people do either, because it's not a story that was really ever told, and I don't know why that is, because it really is a very, very kind of heroic story, to be honest with you. Like I said, the performance is great, especially Taraji P. Henson. She was fantastic in this movie. And the movie it's really good. You really get to understand so much of this. Kevin Costner, who seems to become basically the movie mentor in recent years between, Man of Steel, he's the dad. McFarlane USA, he's the coach. Now here he's kind of a guy in charge supervising a lot of the mathematicians and such to get these men into space. And he's really good in the movie. And I actually thought Jim Parsons, who you would know as Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory, I actually liked his character quite a bit because it was so different than what you see him play on The Big Bang Theory. So it's nice to see that he's maybe getting some roles where he can expand himself. The character overall didn't serve a whole lot other than to be that kind of antagonist sort of character. But overall, it was still, I understood why he was in the movie. So like I said, performances are great. Story's really, really good. It is a little paint by numbers. And by that, I just mean it's a little fluffy-ish, and you know there's certain moments that are going to be in this movie. You know the basic story beats that are going to be there because that's just how Hollywood tells these sort of stories in this sort of a fashion. But it didn't bother me too much, and like I said, the story is such a good one that it doesn't really matter because you just want to know the story and give it to me in any way possible. So I don't really have a lot of complaints other than it was just a little paint by numbers. There was a little times it felt like a little overly dramatic, but there's also some really, really great dramatic scenes. There's one in particular that really stood out with Catherine's character that Henson really, really stood out in. That was kind of like her big scene, and she really killed it. So for me, I think Hidden Figures is a really good movie. I don't know if I'd put it in my top 10 of the year, which I'll be doing that list shortly. I don't know if I'd go quite there with it, but it's still a really good movie. It's a really important movie that I think everyone needs to go out and see, especially if you are a United States citizen, because it's part of our history and something that we all really should know about and celebrate. So I'm going to score Hidden Figures pretty darn high. I'm going to go with a 90%. I mean, like I said, over and over, go see this movie. It's a story you need to hear. It's a story you really should watch, be told, because it's done in a very, very good way within this movie. You can expect certain things because you know the formula of these sort of movies, but that doesn't really mean anything bad. There's some great performances in there as well that I think a lot of people can really, grasp onto and relate to. So Hidden Figures is definitely a movie worth going and checking out this January. Well, there you guys have it. That's my review of Hidden Figures. Make sure you're following me on Twitter at NeatMovieNews for all latest in the world of movies. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you back here next time.